Hello there. We're going to pause the main garden renovation to tackle this wildlife pond today. It's in a very, very sorry state, something I should have done a long time ago. We actually bought this the day we moved in. We went and rented the van to move all our stuff. And the first thing we did was we went and bought this half barrel and got a soldering iron and branded on the date, which I think was a nice, lovely touch. But yeah, as you can see, it's in a real sorry state. There's absolutely loads of gunk in there that needs to come out. I'm going to rip it all out and start again, apart from the liner. I think I want to leave the liner in there because it's probably in pretty good condition, but there's plants in there which are surprisingly thriving, but the pump's obviously all clogged up and there's a whole load of gunk that needs to come out. So I'm going to do that, empty it all out and start fresh. Those of you who don't know, or who are new to the channel, my name is Lee. I live here in the northeast of England with my wife and our almost 7-month-old baby boy. Spent the last couple of months documenting the process of renovating the back garden because it's, well, has the potential to be beautiful. It's beautiful when we moved in and it's been neglected over the last few years. The plan was to do it last year, but we had a baby instead, which kind of put a bit of a spanner in the works in terms of doing other bits and pieces. But yeah, like I say, I've spent the last few months working on clearing that out, getting rid of all the stuff that we don't need, ready for putting the stuff we do need. We're taking a little break just now to tackle this because, like the back garden, it's been neglected. Extremely overdue a good clean. I actually have no idea how there's so little water in here. It's like, it's probably 2/3 full. It's been a very wet winter. It's rained plenty in the last 2 weeks for sure. I also have no idea how there's so much, like how these plants are doing so well when they've been absolutely smothered by whatever this green gunk is. It's pretty clear I'm going to have to like take everything out, give it a scrub down and fill it back up again. I'm pretty confident that there's no frogs or newts or anything in here. Although my neighbours reckon they get newts in their pond, but theirs is in the ground. Ours has got this little pile of stones here, but I've never seen any signs of any decent sized wildlife in here. Like I mentioned, we got the barrels when we moved in and I set it up and I was dead proud of it. It was pretty good, but just struggled to keep on top of keeping the water level high enough and keeping the pump unblocked and stuff. You know, you kind of forget that these things need to be maintained. And to be honest, it's just been neglected over the past few months. Bought this like solar powered water pump, which, I mean, it's grand and that, but it just gets blocked out easily. So it doesn't really work a lot of the time. I think it was about 15 quid from Amazon, you know. I'm sure it'll work again once it gets unblocked. Okay, that's the majority of it off, and I'm going to go and get something to scrub it as clean as possible. It's outdoors, it's exposed to the elements, it's going to get dirty and dust and leaves and debris and mud and insects and everything in it today, tonight, tomorrow, straight away basically. But, you know, I feel like I'm elbow deep in it already. I might as well give it the best clean I can. Okay. Now I want you to drain the water. This is going to be a slow process. One tiny watering can at a time. I think try and show you. The water that's coming out is just like black with sort of silt and soot and stuff. I'm thinking back, a lot of it probably comes from when I had the roof done. Obviously that was a very messy job, so gosh dang. Right, I can't tell if that was a good idea or not. I might want to chuck a load of clean water in, give it a bit of rinse and try that again. Jesus, died. I'm attacked by a butterfly. Right, so look. I think that's alright, to be honest. Probably do with a little bit of an extra rinse, but you know what? It doesn't have to be perfect. Like I say, it's, you know, it's a wildlife pond. It's not gonna be perfect. Ah. Right. Next question is where I had it the perfect place for it. Originally it was on top of this drain cover, but then I had a blocked drain, and the guy from British Gas came out, and it was about 9:30 at night when he got here. I think he was very happy that he had to try and move the pond out. So we then put it back behind that drain cover, thinking I'm going to do the same again. Okay, before I start putting things back, I'll just show you what I've done so far. So, empty except for a few stones, which I'm going to rearrange now, and all these bits and pieces are going to go back in, and then I'm going to try and clean down that plant thingy-mabob. I can't remember the names of the plants, but there was 3 plants in there. Obviously the one in the middle is doing pretty good. The one on the right had what looks like daisies in it, but I've had to like rip them out a little bit to get all the gunk out, and then I've got some cleaner gravel I'm going to put along the top, so I might try and get rid of some of that new gravel. Before I do that, I want to see if I can get rid of all this bindweed that's like down behind the pond here and in this thing here. So let me just put you guys down somewhere. Oh. Ooh, Woodlouse City. Okay, so this little planter box basket thing needs to be at a very particular height. It needs to be like just below the water level. So I'm going to arrange these bits and pieces to try and make that happen. So I think, if I remember rightly, the first time I did this, I had the bricks flat on the bottom. Then I put all the smaller stones in, and that seemed to work. Whereas the last time, I put the bricks on top of the gravel, and it didn't work very well. So I'm going to try going back to my original plan. I'm talking something that happened 3 years ago now. Barely remember anything from back then. Did I have 2 bricks on top of each other? think I might have, you know. I don't remember. A bit of trial and error. Here we go. Right. I'm gonna temporarily. Oh no! Snap it. Ooh. Yes. I think that's right. Just below the top. Just below the water level. Fantastic. Right, take it back out. And then, I think it's quite important to have like a mixture of different sized stones and stuff in here. It's good for diversity in it. The more variety of habitat you've got, the better. Also got these tubes, I guess they came off the old chimney or something, but I think they're quite good for like little creatures to hide in, you know. Right. This one used to sit just here, and it was like just out of the water, which is why it's covered in so much like algae and whatnot. But it's too minging. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this one somewhere else. Anybody who's been watching the previous videos on this channel will see I've had absolutely loads of like decorative stones to dig out the back garden. So I've got spoiled for choice there. I'm going to go and grab at least one or two to put in here instead of this one. I'm going to instead focus my attention on cleaning this plant basket thing. I don't want to be putting it back in dirty. Again, like I don't want to come across like I'm being dead particular, like, oh, I don't like my plants to have dirt on them. Like, it's a wildlife pond, it's outdoors. What looks nicest isn't necessarily what's best for nature, so. But I mean, this is just minging. What I definitely don't want to do is put any chemicals in unnecessarily. So what I'm thinking is, instead of putting in tap water and then adding some chemicals to it to take out any, you know, chlorine and whatever else is put in for us, make it safe for us to drink, I think I'm going to use rainwater. But I've no intention of letting it fill up naturally over time. I've got a water butt in the back garden which actually needs to be emptied, which is, I mean, doesn't get much more perfect than that, does it? I've got a water butt that needs to be emptied full of rainwater and a pond that needs to be filled. I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do. Big problem I've got is physically getting the water from the water butt to here isn't going to be easy. One thing worth noting is that you've probably noticed a distinct lack of smooth transitions and, you know, fancy angles and that kind of thing. And that's because filming on a phone is 7 years old, and I'm not a professional video editor or photographer or videographer or YouTuber. If I was, I probably wouldn't feel so awkward about filming, speaking to a microphone while there's traffic waiting at the crossing next to me. So I live right next to a level crossing, a busy level crossing. So there's quite often, where's my sponge gone? Oh, there it is. There's quite often cars sat waiting for the trains to go past, waiting for the barriers to go up, you know, right at the end of my path, like 20 feet away from where I'm sitting right now. You can probably hear them. So it's a bit awkward sitting, talking to yourself essentially. I know that thing shouldn't bother you, but I don't know. I still feel like a bit of a prat. I think that's pretty clean. Let's give it a try. Don't sit there. Oh, I'm going to put some new gravel on the top, and hopefully those plants will come back to life. These ones are doing great, but hopefully those other ones will come back to life. Get a couple of new decorative stones in here, and get some clean ish rainwater in there. Right. Oh, here we go. Okay, whoops. Some clean gravel, well, cleanish gravel. And I've got a nice big flat, more decorative looking rock. A little bit dirty, that's okay. And that is going to sit. Oh, look at that. Tell you what, like, that's perfect. That moves a little bit. Is that going to be a problem? Rearrange things a little bit there. Whoops. Oh, that's not good. Oh, I had it perfect the first time. There. That's going to be good because then the water level is going to be roughly in line with the top of that, which means that birds can perch on there or whatever to drink. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, like I say, I've got some cleanish gravel to add. So I'm just going to. Oh, it's actually. I thought it was the same gravel as this. Maybe I used it for something else. Oh, I think this is the gravel that I used in the fire pit. When we first moved in, there was like a built-in fire pit, like dug into the ground, and I added some nice gravel to it. But I've since removed that, and I think that might be what this is. I thought it was the same as this stuff, but anyway, not to worry. Obviously, I don't want to put too much in to suppress the growth of the plants, but a little bit. I wonder if I put too much in. I'm sure it'll be fine, man. I think I'm overthinking it. Yeah, around the edges, away from the plants a little bit. There we go. Don't know what to do with the rest of this now. Anyway, worry about that later. Okay, so we've cleaned. Where are we? Oh dear. We've cleaned the barrel. We've cleaned the plant thing. We've kind of cleaned the stones a little bit. It's obviously not perfect. They're back in place. We need some fresh rainwater in there, and I need the pump. Pump is next. Where is it? Oh dear. I mean, it's not an industrial pump by far. I think it cost about 15 quid from Amazon. So it's probably extremely clogged. Let's have a look. Yep. Lovely. Right, I'm going to leave it dismantled for now, and when I bring clean water around, I'll rinse that before putting it in, and I'm just going to stick it on the side somewhere. One problem I used to find was it's got these little sucker pads on, but obviously they're not the best, you know. So it used to like fall down at the bottom, and it would just be useless then. So it's not a filter per se; it's just a pump. So it just puts puts air into the water and moves the water around a little bit, so it doesn't stagnate. But I mean, it probably needs to be 2 or 3 times the size to be of any real use. But it's better to have it in than not. Okay, brought the camera with us for a couple of reasons. One, I want to show what is potentially the most difficult part of the job so far. It's getting the water out of this water butt into the pond. 2, because I think it's got the highest probability of something going wrong and me ending up tipping a barrel load of water on myself. What I'm going to do is, I thought this truck was empty, it's full of weeds. Right, I'm going to find a couple of bags to put those weeds in, and then I'm going to put this little yellow trug thing inside the wheelbarrow, but the water butt is so close to the ground, it's actually even a struggle to get the watering can underneath it. But I'm going to fill the trug up, which is inside the wheelbarrow, from the watering can, from the water butt, and then wheel the full trug round in the wheelbarrow. So the chances of something going wrong with that are very, very high in my opinion, which is why I'm going to film all of it, just in case I end up spilling an entire, 20 litres worth of water on myself, and it'll be hilarious and you guys can laugh along with me. First, I'll find some gloves. Right, found some gloves and I've just put them on and they're wet. Name something worse than putting on a wet glove. A lot of times you do a job and then have to like undo it or redo it or something. It's just unbelievable. On that note, actually, me and my wife have started having like, not competitions per se, but just like a general kind of joke between them, that things always take way longer than you think they're going to take. So now, when we're going to do something, we'll say like, how long do you think it'll take you? Not because we're going to hold each other to it or anything, or be like, you said that would only take you half an hour and you know it, anything like that. Just because it's funny to think like expectations versus reality, you know? Like I said before, it's been stung. My wife asked us before I came out here, she said like, oh wait, then how long do you think you'll be out there? And I said, oh, I feel like it should only take an hour, but it probably will take longer, you know? And she was like, I don't think anything takes an hour anymore. That's one thing about having a child, it's just, things just take so much longer than they used to. But anyway, yeah, I said, I thought this might take an hour. Oh, I think I've been out here more than an hour already. Right, I need to give this a rinse, and then I'm going to put this, where can I put it that's going to have the best chance of capturing something going wrong? Where do I put it? There. There we are. So you guys can watch. Is this not just the most inaccessible water boat you've ever seen? And the reason this needs to be emptied is because this patio is going to be removed, or this, I'm calling it a patio, this flattish area is going to be removed to make way for the new patio. And we are going to replace the water butt, or rather use that water butt and put it somewhere, probably where it is now, because it's ideal on the end of that drain pipe. But I think, but it'll have to be removed in order to flatten the area to then put it back. Does that make sense? So anyway, oops. When I put it back, I'm going to put it a bit higher because the way it is now, it's off the ground, which is obviously the correct way to do it, but it's not really off the ground enough to get a watering can in, which is like, what's the point, you know? Right, you're in there, put that there so it's ready to go, and you'll notice, if you keen eyes, there's a hose pipe. There is actually a garden tap just here, but like I say, this water butt needs to be empty anyway, so we might as well put it to some use. 2 jobs in one. I wonder how full it is. Oh, it's like full to the brim. Jesus. That's what's weird. The water butt is full to the brim, right? And I've been using it as well. It's not like it's full to the brim because I haven't used it for 2 years. It's, you know, it's been getting emptied, or it's been getting used rather. You know, I don't think it's probably ever been lower than half full at any point in the last few months, but it's filled back up from less than full. Yet the pond hasn't. It's so bizarre. Whoa. I mean, realistically, the pond is probably not a million miles away from the diameter of this water, but it's probably a little bit wider at the top, but maybe as narrow at the bottom. But it's probably only just over 1/3 of the height, and obviously it's got a lot of bricks and whatnot in, so even if I fill it to the brim, it'll probably only take about 1/4 of what's in this water butt out, so I'm still going to have to waste this water, I think, by putting it somewhere. Way more of these trucks, really. Because I've got tatties to water, and there's plants that my wife's growing in the front garden and in the yard and stuff. That'll need watering regularly, but it's just finding somewhere to store this. Trying to move it when it's got any amount of water in, it's going to be a nightmare. Like, if it was 1/4 full, I'd fancy my chances of being able to, you know, move it, but 3 down, that's probably not far off half full. Just give it a test, see how heavy it's going to be to move. Oh, it's not heavy at all. Fine. Problem is, getting out of the garden, you've got to go up a bit of a fairly narrow and fairly steep slope. So I think I'm probably going to be better off doing 3/4 full and getting it out in one go, and then coming back and doing it again, rather than trying to fill it to the brim and end up slipping and falling and right, here goes nothing. Do you think I'm going to be able to hold the camera and wheel the wheelbarrow at the same time? Oh, give it a try. Oh no! Ah. Yeah, half full is definitely the way to go. Any more water in there would have just been wasted, I think. Okay. Oh my god! Plus that's heavy enough. The way it is. Right, that's a good start. Okay. Nothing. Holy moly! But this will be enough to fill it. It's going to be close. Not quite. No, thereabouts. I'll maybe add another watering can load. Right, oh, I was going to rinse this thing, wasn't I? Hide the wire a little bit. I should probably test it out works first. Let's have a look. Although it's going to be quite hard to test this solar powered pump when there's a distinct lack of sunshine. Oh, no, I can see it working there. Nice to see that. A little bit of movement in the water. Okay, pretty happy with that. Look at this quite cool looking branch that used to be in there. It's like a little perch. It's not. Clean it with my hands and there's a sponge right there. Get rid of all that green gunk that was on there. Stick that back in, I think. Stick that back in. Didn't even mean that. Well, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm seeing if I can get you guys a closer look. Water's obviously not clear just now, but that'll probably clear over the next couple of days. Like I say, I might add in just an extra couple of litres. But yeah, pretty good if I do say so myself. Step back a little bit. Not bad at all. Alright, thanks for watching. If you're a regular viewer of this channel, thanks for bearing with us on a slightly different style video this week. If you're not a regular viewer, then thank you as well. And my normal content is a renovation of the garden, which I'm standing in now. You can probably see. I've done a bit. There's a lot left to do. If you're interested in following along, then you're welcome to. But please be aware, I'm not a professional YouTuber. Oops, see what I mean? Not a professional YouTuber. I'm really just filming this content to keep myself accountable, and so I've got something to look back on in years to come. But you're welcome to follow along. I'll be happy to have you. See you next time.